Perfect. And with that, you should be able to see me in there.
Yep.
Okay, red, orange, and yellow guy.
Yep.
So we're looking for those cold spots. They're going to be blue and black. Okay, so we're always going to have blue and black in there because of glass or aluminum cans on the ground or whatever it is. So we're looking for those blue and black areas to either move or to start taking shape. When I say take shape, I want a head, shoulders, moving arms and legs. Like that's what we've caught with this guy in the past. Hopefully that's what we'll capture again. I'm specifically choosing this one tonight just because we are getting started a little earlier. The other ones work better at night. So again, with this one, you could use it any time of day. So if I do an investigation during the daytime, this is my camera of choice, just so you know. Nice, easy job. That's your start and stop button. I will always don't want to recreate the Blair Witch Project in between spaces. You'll get the point as we kind of move through. But you'll handle this guy right-handed. Try not to handle the camera because it will pop out of there. Okay, so just, I mean, it's just an attachment.
This way?
Yeah, horizontal. You got it. So again, I send the little splices of videos that she's going to make all night long, and I put them together for you so you guys have one video. If one of them is the opposite direction,
right,
YouTube doesn't like the flippies and it takes forever to try to fix it. So I try to keep it to the left.
Okay.
That one goes to you. All right. Let's talk to dead people because that's why you guys showed up. Yeah, that's why exactly why I'm here. Good, because this is going to you, because you just said all of that right back to me. You guys see the smile on your face, right? All right, so spirit boxes. If you're not familiar with these, which doesn't seem like most of you are, this is the white noise from the TV shows that they say that the ghosts talk through. And then they put up the bullshit in the middle of the screen trying to convince you of the same thing of what they think they heard. We're going to be doing that in real time. However, you're going to be the only one to hear this in real time. So I have these guys slowed down because most people that come to see me are what I call muggles. Like, you don't do this every day like I do. So I have them slowed down on purpose because trying to find a disembodied voice like what they show you on TV and YouTube is a rarity. So I get about 12 to 15 of those a year, not 15 an episode. Okay, so again, I'm not a TV show host, and if you're stretching things, I'm going to tell you like flat out you're stretching things. So I have them slowed down on purpose, so that way you only hear the radio chatter coming through. You might get a disembodied voice, but again, 12 to 15 a year. It's more than likely we won't have one tonight, and more than likely if I do have one, it'll be caught when I get back to the office. It's not always a real-time thing. You're going to hear the song lyrics, DJs, and commercials coming through. You're going to tell me what they say. The reason why, it's a 50-50 shot. I could tie it to our location, the ghost we're hunting down, or a ghost you guys brought with you. So that happens, I shouldn't say often, but it happens enough for me to be able to put that disclaimer out there. So again, you guys sometimes bring them with you. Nice thing about this particular device is it does record the entire session. I'm going to spot check this when I get back to the office, even though I'll be writing down whatever you say in real time. So just kind of keep that in mind. When I go back to the office to spot check this, I'm not looking to validate what she's heard. I'm looking to add to it. Okay, so again, if you're like stretching things, I'm definitely not writing it down. You'll see why once we start going through this. The only thing you need to worry about is the volume. I'm going to turn it all the way up, and then I'm going to turn it all the way down. So you're going to control your own volume because it doesn't mess up the recording. So that's the beauty of it. So you can turn it up and down as much as you want. Is that fair? Well, she really doesn't say much at all, does she? I'm trying to get her to talk to me. That's why I'm giving her this. So headphones over to you, and then your volume is this wheel right here. So you will control it with that. Now go get to work. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. He asked about EMF, so we are gonna go. Normally you see these on your TV shows, right? So this is an EMF meter. We are not using this one specifically tonight because it doesn't go high enough for the spaces we're going. So they use these on TV because your cell phone makes it look like it's going off. Especially like a ghost is following you around from room to room. So kind of keep that in mind. We're going to be using a millimeter instead. Millimeter actually goes 8 times higher than this guy, and it gives it to us in a digital format. You're going to be letting me know anything that is 2.5 and higher on that screen, and then we're going to escalate it. So we'll talk more about that as we kind of move from space to space, and we'll start over with each new space. I'll always give you the baseline. So 2.5 and higher out of that guy. And Tam, you get to carry the bag. No, I'm kidding. Don't worry. I got jokes too, guys. I'm not gonna laugh. It's fine.
You remembered his name. Good job.
Well, I'm a writer, so I try to like make characters out of you guys. So I'm glad you guys like kind of give me the references. Your spirit box is the most accurate one that I have. So unfortunately, it's open air. That's the bad part, because a lot of times when I'm talking and going over the history, I'm going to ask you to kind of put it on mute, so that way my ear that's trained to listen to this isn't losing track of where we're at with things. So it's going to use both FM and AM frequencies at the same time. And hopefully you're only going to hear words out of this, because it's going to attempt to take out the white noise that comes in between the radio stations. So again, hopefully only every once in a while it's going to come out and say, hey Nick, hey Taven, like you're just going to hear like 1 or 2 words at a time. You're only going to hear probably 15 to 20 all night long, but what you hear that comes out of this is about 75% accurate to our space or our ghost. So again, like that's why this is like my primary use. If I'm doing a private investigation, this is the first one that I pull out. Let's see. I'm gonna do a quick volume check because we are near the horses, so I just want to make sure like we're gonna be able to get enough out of this thing for you. It has to kind of push over the filter of trying to take out the white noise is what it's doing. So you're still gonna get all that little gobbledygook, and again, you might not hear anything for a while, so kind of get used to that. Don't be too disappointed if my kid's giving me a shit ton of stuff and you're not. That's the whole premise between the two of them. Maybe a little bit more, perfect. So your volume, or your mute button is on the right hand side. It's the only button there. You can't screw it up. Okay. I'll give you the heads up when it's okay to unmute. But in the event that you are wanting to kind of stick close to mom, her camera records audio. So in the event you miss something in real time and you're close to mom, it's perfectly fine because her audio from the camera picked it up, and you actually might want to hit that stop button. Oh. You've been filming the ground this entire time.
Well, you gave it to me that way.
No, I didn't. Go talk to Eliza. Wish her happy anniversary. All right, so
we're asking what happened to the
mansion.
What happened to the mansion?
Eliza, what happened to your mansion? I don't know, things just rotating through.
What happened to the mansion? Was there a natural disaster here? What kind of event took place here?
It sounded like something was an F. Right? What was that?
You did say we'd be wanting numbers.
Yeah. Move around a little more.
Let's go on the other side of this truck.
You said I have to be close to the truck.
Well, we can go to the other side of it.
20.
You heard 20?
I think so. Something that sounded like 20.
How many children did you have, Elizabeth? Eliza. How many years were you married, Eliza? Maybe we should talk to Charles.
We said we're going to be focusing on Eliza.
Didn't he say Mikea was going to be focused on Eliza?
I think she said in general.
How old was Charles when he died?
Eliza, how old was Charles when he passed away? That's it. I think we've gotten 20 so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're listening to numbers, right?
Could be numbers. I mean, if you can make out any words too, because I mean, my team's obviously focused on things over there, but I'm here every night. And that's just like I explained to her. It's not like Eliza doesn't know the questions that I'm after every night.
We made out something about like bright or light or something like that when we asked about the house.
Okay.
It was something with an "ite" ending. I couldn't tell what it was, or if it was bright. It sounded like it's really between bright and light.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's usually your first instinct, so normally when somebody gives me something like that, I always write down the first thing you said.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that "I do" that showed up. I'll be honest, like,
Yeah.
that's really cool stuff.
So I do.
Yeah.
So are we just asking questions, like
Got it.
any kind of question?
And then I kind of do like 1 to 3 round robins with everybody, just based on what's happening. And then
Okay.
I regroup us and I give you all the answers, and then we move on to the next.
Cool.
I tell you what I'm excited about, or if it's like super light and there's not a whole lot going on, we just wrap it up.
Okay.
So again, if Eliza doesn't want to talk, she doesn't want to talk.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, like the word list actually gave me the word art.
Eliza.
Remember my
what
example
happened?
Yeah.
over there? It actually gave me the word art, on here. So I'm wondering if the number 40 actually showed up on my kid's recording, and we just missed it.
Yeah.
I just got love when I asked her what happened in her house.
Okay. It's not always going to be a direct answer. Remember.
Well,
she's
yeah,
trying to
it
use that-
sounded like love. I get it. That's,
How many years were you and Charles married?
Sorry, this one I love because I love listening to it.
yeah. How long should we wait for responses?
I don't know, 15, 30 seconds until you can either ask the question again in a different format or come up with a new question. I usually continue with the same question over and over again until I don't get an answer for like 3 to 4 minutes, and then I move on.
Okay.
That's just kind of how I operate.
Okay.
Like DIE, we can just pull it out.
Really?
Well, it doesn't say it in the book.
Probably overwrote the letter.
Yeah.
So we're gonna find out.
Eliza, how long were you and Charles married? Let's walk over to these stairs. Eliza, what year were you and Charles married?
Eliza, how long were you and your spouse married for?
Eliza, how many children did you have? Eliza, what was the reason of your death?
Eliza, how many children did you and Charles have together?
Eliza, why is the house no longer here? Like I keep hearing that, like, doo 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 doo. It's like,
Anything weird coming out of there?
I don't think I've really heard anything else, no.
There are some nights where we might get like 2 or 3 things, and you've already given me 2 or 3 things.
Yeah.
is that dun 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 dun?
It's
Is
changing
that
the radio stations.
okay?
That's what it's doing. It's just
Okay.
like the sweep in your car.
Gotcha.
Only it doesn't stop.
Oh, okay. So it's like you're. Oh, okay, gotcha.
So the best way to explain this is like where we're getting our information from on this is think of this thing as Bumblebee from Transformers. He didn't have a voice. He used his car radio to talk to us. It's
Yeah,
the same principle.
gotcha.
So it's just the easiest way to explain it.
Okay.
But yeah, when they use these on TV, it is a they put them on as fast as they possibly can, However, you can't prove or disprove that it wasn't radio chatter. So in my mind, just use the radio chatter. If you get a disembodied voice, it stands out that much more because it's going to go over more than 2 pulses. I have some that are over like 12, 14 pulses. That's 12 to 14 radio stations from one voice that's giving me a full message.
Wow.
Like that's not a DJ telling me to just leave them alone.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's a ghost voice.
Right.
So way easier to tell when it's going slower. Have you figured out like most of like how the thermal imaging like basically works?
I think so.
Eliza, do you like it when people visit your manor?
You're not supposed to answer yet or ask yes or no questions.
Oh.
How many people come here all the time, Eliza?
She's gonna tell you 11 because I always bring 10 plus me. And nobody comes here to look for her. Like that's the thing. Not a whole lot of people are talking about her. All right, Mikey, you're up. What do you got?
Eliza, how did your children die?
Eliza, when did your children die?
Eliza, what year were you and Charles married? I keep seeing like that.
Remember, he's looking for like things taking shape.
I know, but it's just weird that it's the same spot.
Well, what, have you gotten close to it?
Let's go back over there. Eliza, what made you the happiest living in Charleston?
I don't know what that was. Something bad. Eliza, what year did your father die? Her June and 3.
June and 3?
June and 3. I asked her when her father died.
June 3?
Yeah, June 3. It was like an immediate response though.
I think that's a piece of metal, that's why.
Yeah,
More than
probably.
likely. So my key, I'm probably gonna yank us back. But what I told them to over there is because she's like, it just goes so fast. I'm not catching anything. I was like, you guys can swap devices. I don't care. It's your night. Have fun with it.
Yeah.
So she might ask, somebody to like swap with her. And again, if you guys want to do that all night long, it doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Okay.
So again, when I have multiple parties, like if somebody else was here with you, I would say just keep it within your party. Parties of 4 obviously have the advantage because you get a little bit of everything between cameras and listening devices and whatnot. The June 3 is actually kind of exciting, only because I can't fully verify it. I'll explain it once I get everybody back.
Should I stop recording?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get you stopped,
Okay.
and let's go cover the answers for this spot. Kind of discreet. Again, we're gonna basically stay here, and then when we exit, we're gonna go out the exact same way that we came in. And when other tourists come in or other people walking by with their dogs, you're just gonna lower your camera. Obviously, you're gonna understand that people were walking by, right? So this way you don't look like a YouTuber making people feel weird. So welcome to Philadelphia Alley. So remember, like, we're not going to be sitting here and we're not going to be able to spread out. Oh, I'm sorry, was that a sneeze or a cough?
Cough.
Got it. So we're gonna go in. We're gonna stay here for a few minutes. We're gonna stir shit up. So Athen, if you're gonna listen, just kind of keep track of what you got going on in there. Obviously, we're gonna keep you on mute while we're here, and you're gonna look for 8 or above on this guy, and that's an 8.0. So this place used to be called Dueler's Alley. So this is where some of the duels used to occur for the city of Charleston. And I say used to occur because dueling was illegal and they actually had to find hiding spots. So this just happened to be one of the hiding spots. So here's how this goes. Every ghost tour comes here and they all tell the same damn story, which is exactly why I was going to be taking this out of my routes, because every tour comes here. If you've been in Charleston and you've been on a ghost tour, you've already heard the story. I just give a few extra details. Here's it goes. Dr. Moose here from Rhode Island. Yeah, let's go ahead and just put your camera on pause, because I think she's going to be with his fiance, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a lot of money from her dead parents, and she has an attorney helping her out with all of the cash flow that she just got from that inheritance. The attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after her money, so he tells Amanda to get rid of the doctor. So he comes down here to Charleston to prove that he's not just after her money. He's going to start his own practice and make his own money here. So on his way into town, the coachman he had set him up to be robbed and killed. It's like having a really bad Uber driver today, by the way. It's like a perfect reference. But somebody was walking by and seeing what was about to happen, and the somebody walking by was named Ralph Isaacs. That's the same initials as where the doctor came from. So R.I. That's the reason why we have that Ouija board device. It's for this specific location, by the way. So back to Ralph. He tells the doctor, dude, I know this guy. He's going to try to kill you. Come with me. I got friends at 59 Church Street. You can stay with them, and you'll be good to go. Doc took him up on the offer. They became friends. The longer the doctor stays here, the more money he's making. He's proving his point. He's not after Amanda's cash. She gets wind of this, and she's moving down so they can be married. Dr. Ladd then became known as the Whistling Doctor. Here's why I hate this story. It's a giant cliche. Every haunted city you will ever visit is going to have a cliched whistling ghost. We all have one. Ours just happens to be a doctor, and I think she's coming back down. Rhode Island, and it got really ugly, and they went their separate ways. But Ralph has friends around town. He goes to his friends at the newspaper, and he puts an ad in the paper telling the whole city of Charleston what he thinks of the doctor. Kind of a disgrace to society kind of stuff. The doc saw the ad and rebutted with, let's go to Dueler's Alley. We're going to settle this. Somebody's going to die. So they came down here. Keep in mind that this argument started over an actress. I just like to point that out because it's a really dumb argument. But anyway, they came down, back to back, 10 paces in opposite directions, and Doc points his gun in the air and shoots his one bullet. He didn't want to kill his friend. He just needed the courage to show up to a fight. Ralph has his one bullet still, and he puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. He doesn't die. He fell to the ground. His friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street, where he died 10 days later on November 2nd of 1786. I'm going to point out two things. It's 1786. Gunshot wounds back then are a lot different than what they are now. He's also a doctor. He probably just tried to bleed it out himself because he's a doctor. But he failed because he died, obviously. Every ghost tour that comes down here, she's coming back again. And you actually use your voice recorder from your phone while you walk through the alley. Just remember, every local knows this story. Anybody walking up and down Cumberland Street or Queen Street, we all throw a whistle down the alley. It's just something we do here. Do I have disembodied whistles while I've been here? Yes, I do. Can I debunk them? I can't. So I kind of have to take them for what they are at face value. And I always throw a whistle down here ever since I've been thrown out of here. And so I always look over my shoulder when I'm down here. Again, I want to see which neighbors are walking through. Here's that fun part of the story, because that tells you, explains why we're going to the next location. This alley didn't always go all the way through the way we came in. There used to be a wall up there. The reason why is because this is where they kept the livestock for the city of Charleston. It's called Cow Alley before it was Dueler's Alley. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because the bricks down the other side are older than the ones you're standing on. Those bricks down by Queen Street are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint from a slave child down there, and fingerprint swipes and others. And I used to take my groups all the way down there for a history lesson. There's nothing paranormal about that brick. That's the last place you're going to find that kid. However, November 26th of 2020, I took my group down there, and they're all huddled around that brick waiting for something to happen with the gear that I handed them. I'm trying to shoo them along because I know nothing's going to happen. However, we're also standing outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. So I'm just trying to be respectful, not realizing I was actually out of bounds for tours. So he came out screaming. My daughter thought it was hysterical because she was on the tour that night and her father's getting yelled at. And we moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on Thanksgiving because I used to work for Walmart in upper management, and everybody likes to fight over towels on Thanksgiving, and you scarred me for life. So I don't work on Thanksgiving ever again. The next day was the 28th of November. So I called my partner that I had at the time, and I told him what happened with the neighbor down there, and he laughed at me just like my daughter did and said, dude, you're only allowed to go down halfway. That's it. So I usually stop right here because of the gate. It's a good halfway point between us and where the wall once stood. But I had to reroute my group, and what I told them was I've never had anything happen at the next location, nor do I believe in the story. So I'm into vampires, not pirates, which is obviously what we're going to be discussing next in the events that we can actually get into the space. So before we left, somebody with a spirit box heard the name Anne, and I didn't tell them who we were going to be investigating. The female pirate, Anne Bonny. So it's kind of like, oh shit, maybe we're actually going to get something. I could take him around the corner, told him what I did know, and somebody else heard the number 300 coming out of their spirit box. I didn't know what it meant. I wrote it down. Turns out we were there November 28th of 2020, and Bonnie's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720, the exact 300th anniversary of the pirate trial. So, I will tell you that when we get over there, it is a 50-50 shot that you'll even be over there, just because I'll explain it once we get close to that building. But the history of her is fascinating to me. I've read more books on piracy trying to make sure what we're discovering over there is actual truth. The problem is that it's coming from pirate lore. That just means I have to read more books to be able to verify what you guys are actually capturing. So, before we leave the space, what have we heard on the spirit box, Adam? What do you got? Anything?
I haven't heard.
You were okay. So you were listening and partially focused on me. Is that
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have the name Ben on there. Anything else that showed up that I need to know about?
No.
Anything weird on the cam? Nothing over there. And I know you're on mute, dude. So. You see the crossed headstone in the back? So if you look just past that to the left, there's a headstone back there as well.
Just past it?
Yeah, so it's not the one directly to the left, it's literally the one behind that. So if you think about it, we were in that alleyway just behind over there. So we were actually closer to her over there than we are from here. There's just no access to get to her from, at night. So hopefully if we get something, I know you're kind of, the bars make it difficult now.
Yeah.
Do you want me to mute?
No, let's go ahead and get you unmuted, at least for 2 or 3 minutes while we're here. It'll kind of deter other tourists from coming over here.
What's like that stuff like floating?
That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we can't zoom.
Yeah.
But I just saw it too. It went from right to left.
Right.
Now it's going left to right.
Yeah.
Let's get you a little bit of volume down on that. You don't get too much coming through now. Yeah, quite good. There we go. Nice small bursts. Did it come back up again? Definitely see. I'm also seeing like this pulse and that pulse at the same time. They're coming in here.
Yeah.
So it's definitely like picking up the resilience from the heat of the headstone. But that white marker, that's usually, this thing will try to put white outlines on things to help us identify. Kind of like this over here is picking up the light in the background.
What about that thing?
That's the light in the background.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But I'm actually really excited about whatever the hell it is you're picking up in between these trees right there. So if I can zoom in and it looks like we have a head and shoulders in there.
Right.
And that's about the speed it should be.
Yeah.
The small bursts. But yeah, that's actually pretty exciting, only because I can't tell from here by looking at this, like what you're actually picking up. And do you guys see the big giant light to the left? The church put that in there on purpose to deter people like me from recreating that photograph. And the sign that I mentioned earlier is actually, where is it?
Right there?
Yeah, that's it.
They put the tree there?
No,
Oh.
they put the sign in that light to try to like block.
Where's the
cameras.
sign at?
The sign is right here in front of you.
Here.
Oh.
It says the only ghost in St. Philip's is the Holy Ghost. It's like,
And it's
"Come to
because
our
of that
church."
picture. Yet every ghost tour stops here every single night.
I got family reunion.
Oh. But in which way? That's the question, isn't it? Yeah, that's exciting. I don't think I've ever caught anything over here. That's why I don't always stop here. I mean, we'll get like little trails from her on spirit boxes, but nothing that I have on camera. But we're getting close to that date, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, we're only, what, about 2.5 weeks away. Is that still happening, or was that like a once or twice thing in between those trees back there?
I mean, there's definitely, like, oh, weird. Oop. I don't know. It's like those, like, little white, like, dashes.
Mhm.
What's that?
So it's trying to pick up on the outline of the tree to try to help us
okay.
identify that that's an object, because this thing only sees in 2D. So whenever there's a
Right.
difference in temperature here, it's
Yeah.
going to take that as two different objects. There's probably another white line that's within this yellow. We just can't see it.
Gotcha.
But you have all this
That'd be
white
good.
gobbledygook up there too,
Yeah.
and that's probably just
The,
picking up
the
all
light
the
from the.
light and the insects up there.
Yeah.
That's what's
Gotcha.
happening there. But yeah, that light was put there purposely to deter me from coming over here. You're going to literally be telling me everything in real time as you hear it. So if you hear it, say it. Make sense? And that does include yes/no answers at this point. This blindfold is disposable. I don't want it back. You keep your own eye boogers. Okay? I do buy them in bulk. Now, when you're underneath there, you're going to have both headphones on. Say it as you hear it. But in the event you're too loud, because we do have neighbors, I'm going to have mom or sis tap you on the shoulder. That means quiet down a little bit. When we're done, somebody's going to tap you on the knee. That's not me. I never touch the people that are sitting on the bench. So just kind of keep that in mind. Those are your 2 hand signals. And again, you guys will get the point as we kind of move through this. This is a Batman mask. Your ears go through here, and then your headphones go over top of that. So once you get underneath there, turn up your volume, and I will start the timer. We do this for about 10 minutes, because any more than that can be very disorienting. You're going to see some images in there. You said you've done virtual reality before. I'm going to hold that up so I can actually just pull the phone out of it and set it up for you. So this is not going to be Jurassic Park coming down to eat your face off kind of stuff. You're going to see a galaxy off in the distance that's just ambient there so you don't fall asleep. Every once in a while, a picture will show up in front of that image. You're going to describe what that image looks like. So we don't have like more than one person doing this, so you can fully describe what those things are. Let me get rid of last night's images.
Can I put the headphones on there?
Yep, you can headphones and then crank up your volume to wherever you're comfortable.
We're gonna start now.
Oh yeah, we're waiting on you. Whenever you hear it, say it. Say it's about 10:30 on the dot, so we'll go to 10:40. Henry, if you're here,
Military.
we're gonna need you to describe your job. If you want to go straight into your military service, I'm okay with that, but you're gonna have to prove it by telling me which war you served in.
Tina.
Wasn't the team.
Go back.
All you'll have to do is look straight ahead. Your focus is at the top. That's this dial right here. Or there's like little thumb pieces underneath. You need to push it back.
Really?
Henry? Henry, if you're here,
Radio.
I need you to prove that you're here.
See.
Yes. You can see whatever you want us to see.
Eyes.
Henry, use the blue box and give us an image, maybe showing us which war you served in. That would be fantastic.
Public services.
Is it gonna be an obvious picture?
Consultation.
Yeah, do you see like a bunch of stars moving around?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you just have the blank ambient right now.
Pharmaceuticals.
And you might actually not get any images. We've had all the way up to 12, but we have had some nights where there was 0. Just so you have that, expectation.
9:30 a.m.
You did say pharmaceuticals, is that correct? Remember I told
Yes.
you Dr. Ladd might actually show up here because his house was right around the corner. So I want something else to kind
I
of
got a picture. It's looks like a child holding his father's hand with the mother's hand off the side.
Booster.
What gender is the child and how old are they?
It looks like they're really young, like no hair, and possibly a boy wearing a blue shirt.
Toddler? Infant?
It looks like an infant standing up holding his father's hand.
Okay. And can you
Complete.
guess the time period?
No, not at all.
Okay. Take a step.
Honestly, that might be a. Yeah, no, there's nothing to
Explode.
identify. It's just kind of like a cartoony.
$99.
Okay, Henry, I appreciate the image, but let's verify
Speak.
that it came from you. Can you tell us your son's birthday, please? I'll take any of the numbers or the name of the holiday. We're using all of the boxes tonight that you can touch and contact with.
19.
Nope, that's not it.
Tupac.
Henry.
Graphic design.
Henry. Your son's birthday, please. Henry, you're the one that gave us the picture of your family. You brought up the topic. I don't normally bring up your son. That's on you tonight. You can always answer what your job was as well. We can always go back to that.
2020.
So close. Son was born on Christmas
World.
Eve. So if we get the word Christmas in the middle of June, or in May, June, like,
Right.
it makes sense.
Memories.
Yeah, I'm sure these are all memories. Henry, let's get another image from you.
Right.
Maybe he was a writer. Thank you, Henry. I appreciate that. Can we get a picture of the holiday that your son was born on? Christmas tree, holiday lights, some snow, anything to represent that time. Henry?
Get anything?
Dollars.
Okay, Henry, let's go to what you used to write about.
Across.
Can you tell us what you used to write about? What was your subject? I know, David, it gets boring in there.
No, I just got something. It looks like some kind of animal. Maybe fighting a person, or a person running away from an animal. Kind of looks like a big sloth.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. AI images can be very weird. Like,
Yeah.
you never know what the hell's gonna show up.
Yeah, it has like looks like maybe a lady like facing away from the sloth like this, and then the sloth like kind of reaching out his neck towards her.
Maybe that was your mom fighting the rat
Paradise.
earlier.
00.
Henry, let's get back to your subject matter of what you used to write about. Can you tell us what you wrote about? Henry, we're running out of time. We're down to about 5 minutes. You got anything weird going on over there, by the way? We've seen triple-digit numbers over here. So
Oh,
just kinda-
wow.
yeah.
It's been zeros.
Zeros? Okay. Most of the
Check.
time it is, but we have had triples. What did he just say? I missed it.
Check. Trip.
Henry. I was actually able to get 2 gentlemen on the seat tonight. He's not always happy about ladies sitting here.
Create.
Tell us what you wrote about, or we can go back to your son's birthday. Images of either would be fantastic, or we'll take it in Word format. You tell us.
Judge.
Come on, Henry.
Rules.
He's hearing a lot of Trump news right now. Henry. Images are great. Say 1,000 words.
Brooklyn.
Henry, let's go to who else was in the photo. Can you tell us who else was in there? Was that your wife? Can you give us her name?
Deal.
You want me to make the deal I normally do? We're a little early for that. I normally make a deal that if he gives me one more picture, we'll wrap it up. But I usually wait till minute 8 before we do that. Because again, he's not always happy about me being here poking the bear every night.
Mm-hmm.
Taxes. Zip recruiter.
That's what I love about this experiment. Because usually we either get just silly things popping out, or we just have a full-blown conversation. Again, it might be subtle clues that he might be missing, but right now I have to call this unsuccessful. Like, I'm excited about the picture more than anything.
Yeah.
And the word
Saturday.
right. because that was kind of an indirect answer a few minutes later, because he knows I ask the same damn question every night. Henry, we're here respectfully. I asked you
Need.
very specific questions. We're down to about 2 minutes left.
Far away.
You want us to go far away, don't you?
For the picture.
Pacific.
What's the picture?
It looks like a zoomed in face with blonde hair.
Long hair. Male, female?
Serious.
I'm assuming female.
Pain.
Because it looks like she has lipstick on her lips.
Time era?
It's like really close, but the blonde hair maybe is like short. Kind of spiky almost. I don't know.
See the image. Henry, we're gonna wrap this up in a minute. Can you tell us goodnight? Henry? Any words at all? Oh, that's
you
right,
get-
I fired you a few
What
subs
the
back,
fuck?
didn't I?
I got a man's face.
Okay.
Like wrinkly, eyes kind of bloodshot.
Any facial hair?
No. Actually, yes.
Right.
Very, very light. Looks bald. His face is like extremely wrinkly.
Did he just say right again?
Pounds.
Henry?
It wasn't like old wrinkles too. It looked like stress wrinkles. Like he looked middle-aged, not like old and fatigued, but kind of like, I don't know, like war-stricken. Like you ever see the pictures of men after war?
Yeah.
Like that. That's the best way to describe it.
So much.
I just got 21.5.
The interesting thing is he also said the word pounds, like after the word right.
Open.
I don't even know that I know this for certain, but I want to say that the person I'm trying to talk to right now, his mother's maiden name was Pound.
Oh.
So I could be mistaken,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm definitely going to write it down and take a look. Henry, final seconds. Anything to say before we wrap this up? Any other image you want to throw at us? We'll take it. Henry going once. Going twice.
Patient.
Let's go ahead and get him tapped out. And go ahead and take that thing off your face. Let's take a look at these images. See what you got in there. Like I'm interested.
That last one was freaky. Like I actually jumped out at me, like a jump scare almost.
Let's see what we got here. You go ahead and
Should I
stop your
stop?
video.